The brothers Rick and Marty Lagena are undertaking a large excavation on Oak Island's famed Money Pit area. They are working on a 7-diameter steel shaft known as True Believer 1, which has descended to a depth of almost 100 feet. The team has also recovered remnants of a mysterious wooden tunnel that resembles the vault, which may be evidence of the fabled Chappelle Vault, a 7-high container first reported by treasure hunters Frederick Blair and William Chappell back in 1897. Recent groundwater tests have revealed high traces of precious metals below the 100-t level, leading them to believe that this shaft is located within the original money pit. The casing is going in ridiculously easy for the last 4 feet, and the team is only about 3.5 feet away from their first target horizon, 98.5 to 99. As the TB1 shaft advances deeper toward the possible tunnel, an 18.5-ton tool known as a hammer grab is being used to bring the spoils, and possibly man-made workings, to the surface. The team is approaching the depth of the tunnel, and they are expecting to encounter a lot of wood if it is indeed a tunnel. They are at about 110-111 feet right now, which is the very end of their first zone of interest. An interesting piece of wood has been found with grooves and a dowel. This indicates the same construction methodology as the U-shaped structure, which is the oldest-looking wood they've found. The team is hopeful that the next scoop will be something hugely meaningful. In summary, the brothers Rick and Marty Lagena are working on a massive excavation in the fabled Money Pit area of Oak Island, hoping to uncover answers to the 230-year-old treasure mystery. Their efforts have produced a rare and priceless piece of wood that may offer important new information about the history of the region and possible discoveries in the future. The team is keen to discover the truth and is making every effort to descend to the depths required to reach the chapel. They are presently at 117 feet with their dig and are pursuing the treasure vault below at 150 feet. The team is committed to finding the treasure in the TB1 area, which is thought to be the location of the original money pit. As pressure decreases, the team is near the vault and considering a few doubloons or something. The ground around and beneath TB1 abruptly begins to collapse, causing the caisson to collapse. Vault. An intense situation is developing in the money pit area, and the steel caissons have hit a mysterious obstruction. The team is working hard to break through the obstruction and bring more spoils and potential valuables to the surface. This is a serious problem, since it implies that something is consuming all of the material down there. The caisson is a 30-foot drop, which is a significant amount of material, and indicates that something is occurring underground that is consuming a huge amount of material. The team is not sure if
discovery made during excavation on Oak Island. Join us as we explore the mysteries of Oak Island and unearth the truth about this extraordinary discovery. As soon as the television program The Curse of Oak Island made a horrifying discovery at the bottom of the money pit, the situation rapidly deteriorated. The Oak Island personnel closely monitored the B4C shaft excavation in the money pit region. As the crew approached a depth of approximately 90 feet, they detected abundant traces of silver and gold. The team's astounding discovery sparked intense speculation that they may have discovered the approximate location of the mysterious money pit, or stumbled upon a network of tunnels that could lead to a hidden treasure chamber. Despite having reached the most thrilling phase of the excavation, the team remained resolute and unyielding, refusing to give up until the objective was reached. The team's confidence increased when they discovered a 90-foot deep tunnel, which they interpreted as a sign that they were coming closer to the original money pit. They were unfazed by the arduous voyage they had undertaken thus far, fueled by their unwavering conviction that their dogged pursuit was bringing them closer to discovering the legendary secrets concealed deep within the mysterious money pit. Frightful discovery at Oak Island during final excavation has been an exciting journey for those who appreciate witnessing the discovery of historical artifacts. The team had been anxiously awaiting progress in the excavation of the money pit region in the hopes of discovering the elusive treasure that has fascinated generations. Every time they dug, they awaited the next scoop or grasp with bated breath, hoping it would be the breakthrough they had been seeking. As they dug deeper, the team discovered scattered fragments of wood that formed a crucial historical puzzle. Among the dispersed remains, they discovered a large and impressive iron object that appeared to be from a bygone era, perhaps as far back as the 1700s. This fortunate discovery provided a glimmer of optimism, indicating that they were moving closer to their ultimate objective, the legendary money pit. However, Their journey to unveil the mysteries concealed beneath the surface of the Earth took an unexpected turn. At the approximate 130-foot depth of the B4C shaft, just as they were gaining momentum, they were confronted with a shocking discovery, a formidable bedrock formation impeding their progress. This geological impediment sent shockwaves throughout the team, halting their progress and plunging them into a domain of uncertainty. The team's efforts uncovered evidence of a concealed treasure despite encountering obstacles. They dug 5 enormous shafts over the course of several months and discovered indications of its existence. As they were on the verge of disclosing a long-held secret, these discoveries inspired renewed optimism. However, pursuing the money pit had been an arduous and challenging endeavor for centuries. The quest was fraught with obstacles that required unwavering resolve and originality. Motivated by the possibility of acquiring a priceless treasure that had eluded countless others, the team descended into the money pit in search of the enigmatic treasure. The crew began a difficult mission with the knowledge that obstacles lay ahead. They actively sought out new technologies and strategies to surmount the obstacles. They pursued the treasure with great determination, expecting that their efforts would pay off. However, their journey was not solely motivated by prosperity. Oak Island's search for the money pit had a deeper significance. The exploration was motivated by a desire to uncover the mysterious mysteries that had captivated people for centuries. With each stage, the team delved deeper into Oak Island's complexities, driven by an insatiable desire to uncover its hidden truths. The team's unwavering dedication to resolving Oak Island's mysteries was demonstrated by their unflinching pursuit. Their unyielding determination and tenacity accentuated the noble pursuit of knowledge and discovery, resulting in an enduring tale that will forever be associated with human curiosity. Oak Island has been an enigma for centuries, attracting the attention of treasure hunters, historians, and conspiracy theorists. With each new discovery made by the devoted exploration crew, the allure of the island has grown. Experts were astounded to discover a paved area in the wetland, a peculiar anomaly. In addition, they discovered a 500-year-old stone road, shedding light on the island's ancient history and heightening the mystery encircling its secrets. A mid-15th century rock drill was discovered in the B4C shaft, which was possibly the most astonishing discovery. This artifact has prompted speculation about the island's hidden history and valuable treasures. As Oak Island continues to disclose its secrets, the world eagerly anticipates additional discoveries and the chance to decipher its ancient mysteries. The Lagena brothers and their devoted team embarked on an extraordinary voyage to uncover Oak Island's long-held secrets. Their efforts and breakthroughs brought them closer to the legendary treasure, increasing their confidence that it was within reach. One discovery in particular stood out among their recent discoveries. As they meticulously scrutinized the rock drill discovered in the B4C shaft, a profound realization occurred. This ostensibly unremarkable artifact had the potential to be crucial evidence.
Doug Kroll, a researcher, found an English translation of a ship's log from an unknown French sailing vessel in the archives of Nova Scotia in the year 2017. The log identified a prospective suspect who was responsible for one of the treasure dumps, and that suspect was a French admiral from the 18th century who was known as the Duc de Fives. The record details the discovery of a deep bay to the southwest of Shuo Bay, which is today known as Halifax Harbor. The bay is surrounded by several hundred small islands that are wooded to the shore. Due to the large quantity of treasure that is on this vessel, it would be imprudent to put it in danger in any potential engagement. On September 8th, it was decided that a deep pit bidou and treasure would be securely buried in the pit. On September 13th, a 67-ton pit appeared damp from the southeast of the seawater, so they decided to go deeper to dry soil. Later, on September 10th, the expedition led by Duc d'Enfèvre arrived in Nova Scotia with the intention of retaking the fortress of Louisbourg. With the exception of one ship that was not identified and was carrying a sum of treasure that was possibly buried on Oak Island, the majority of the surviving fleet was given the order to return to France. Some believe that the answer lies in a connection between the Ras Khan family and the medieval order of the Knights Templar. The Knights Templar were a venerable family with roots going back to the dawn of French history. Duke d'Anville's own family had connections to the Knights Templars, who were known about their connection to Oak Island for over 100 years. Some suggest that the Knights Templar may have played a key role in the Oak Island mystery, as the medieval Christian order is best known for leading the Crusades into the Holy Land, where they are believed to have recovered large amounts of treasure and sacred religious artifacts. Researchers have identified sophisticated structures on Oak Island, that may have been built by the Knights Templar, such as tunnels, underground spaces, and waterworks. These structures would have required skilled engineers, as the Knights Templar were efficient and skilled engineers. The Knights Templar, a group of European knights, were responsible for the construction and burial of vast treasure on Oak Island. During the Middle Ages, this led to the theory that the Duc d'Anville and his French fleet undertook a similar expedition centuries later in September 1746. 3 intriguing documents were presented to Rick and Marty Lagena and their team in 2016 by Zena Halper, who believed they had been created by the Knights Templar. One was an encoded cipher with symbols found. Among the other items was a map of Oak Island that was dated to 1347 and a map of Nova Scotia that was dated to the 12th century. A key detail that stood out to the Lanus and their team was a reference to the RW versus the family of the Duke DVE on the Oak Island map. The map was a gift to Francis D. Rale, and they started looking into the possibility that the Rale family may have been involved in the earlier Templar voyage to the New World in 2022. In order to study the map, Marty Lagena, his son Alex, and Charles Barkhouse, an Oak Island historian, headed to Royston Cave in England. While there, they discovered bricks etched in the year 1347. These bricks could have been a spot that the Knights Templar used to store riches before surreptitiously moving them to Oak Island. The Ros versus the family crest, a symbol of the Rosefolt family, is also present on the map. The larger scope of the mystery is that Duke d'Anville, a Ros cult, was mentioned on Zena's map. It is possible that there was some activity conducted on the island associated with the Duke d'Anville expedition. If the ship's logs are authentic, it is possible that they made a deposition and dug a pit to deposit treasure on Oak Island for 228 years. The story of the Knights Templar's activities on Oak Island has survived, but the answers we don't have yet are still being sought. There are the rumors, hypotheses, and various theories surrounding the discovery of a treasure in Oak Island. It is believed that the Aztec Empire discovered pager clay worth more than gold in the sediment of the Mesoamericans around 800, and the shore shaft was the first shaft put down to establish a mine, and the Aztecs knew they could mine there. It suggests that the Aztec treasure is not located here, but rather a couple hundred yards away. The story begins with McGinnis and his friends digging at the Money Pit, where they discovered a platform of flat stone stones related to the Royal Arch of Enoch. This platform is believed to be a copy of Solomon's Temple and the Chambers of Enoch. Some Masonic legends indicate that the Ark of the Covenant eventually made its way into the temple. Additionally, the Rosal family's connections to the Duke Anvil, as well as the possibility of construction or a visit to the Money Pit, are discussed. Because of his friendship with Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, Louis Alexander Rick Holdson of the Duke Anvil is an intriguing character. There is a possibility that Louis Alexander Rowe, in his friendship with Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, may have told them about Oak Island or any secrets that were hidden there. If they had known about Oak Island, they might have been able to use a portion of the treasure from Oak Island as a means of financing the war and helping to establish the new country. Zena is assisting a woman in New York who has been conducting study on the Templars for the past 7 or 8 years. She possesses a number of documents that are of interest, including a map of Oak Island and a map of Nova Scotia. A strong emphasis is placed throughout the work on the significance of making connections and gaining an understanding of the possible connection between the Aztec Revolution and the American Revolution. There was a finding of a cipher in a manuscript that was dated between 1178 and 1180. The document discusses the temple voyage to the northern portion of America and the arrival of the temples on an island called Oak. The cipher appears to employ the same conjecture regarding early transatlantic voyages prior to Christopher Columbus. The history of the island is more the existence of Roman coins on the island, which may have been dropped by ships passing by the Money Pit. A sizable hole made to hold these coins has complicated matters. In the first season, the Lagena brothers found Nolan's Cross, a stone cross pattern resembling the Templar symbols found in TMs. Other finds include Spanish coins from the 17th century and a phony Roman sword. The second season unveiled the Bobby Dazzler, a beautifully carved stone with sparkling eyes and a smiling face that alluded to connections with hidden wisdom and old orders. Our perception of history and culture was altered by discoveries made in the second season. The sacrifice goat skull, unearthed in a deep ditch beneath a collapsed tunnel, spurred conversations about ancient ceremonies and magical symbolism. while the McKim stone located close to the money pit generated questions about encounters prior to Columbus and the transfer of ancient knowledge. Since Oak Island's history is connected to far-off locations, the hunt for answers is made even more fascinating by the ongoing discoveries and theories surrounding the island's hidden treasures. After studying mechanical engineering and working as a postal worker, Rick Lagena, who was born in Kingsford, Michigan in 1952, became well known for his treasure hunts and his love of discovering hidden treasures and solving codes. As Rick's passion for Oak Island increased, he decided to invest in Oak Island Tours Inc. in 2006, which signaled a change from a steady career to one that was more daring. Go after an ambitious quest to uncover long-standing unresolved tales began when Rick and his brother Marty, who had achieved success in the energy sector, decided to invest in Oak Island Tours Inc. and acquire significant exploration rights to the island. They used their engineering expertise to design and conduct sophisticated searches on the island, incorporating modern technology like ground-penetrating radar and sonar to navigate the underground challenges. One of the most talked about treasure hunts in recent memory was the Oak Island Treasure Hunt, which was organized by Rick and Marty. The brothers made a financial investment in Oak Island Tours Inc., acquiring a 50% part in the business, signifying their personal dedication to their mutual love of learning about the past. The curse of Oak Island's financial foundation depends on a number of revenue sources, including the History Channel's well-liked series, which generates revenue for the network with each season it broadcasts, covers production costs, and broadens its audience by selling the show's broadcasting rights to other networks and platforms. The popular television program, The Curse of Oak Island, centers on the hunt for hidden treasures on an island. A significant portion of the show's budget goes toward purchasing and maintaining cutting-edge machinery and technology that need to be handled and maintained by professionals. The program uses a wide range of experts, such as production staff, biologists, conservation specialists, treasure hunters, and historians. A sizable amount of the money goes toward paying these experts' salaries and fees. Post-production expenses include sound design, special effects, editing, and incorporating historical documents and expert interviews to enhance the narrative. Rick Lagena, the protagonist of the show, is worth about $10 million, which is less than his brother Marty Lagena's $100 million estimated net worth. Marty's fortune stems from profitable energy-related ventures, like Terra Energy, which in the 1990s invented the process of extracting natural gas from shale. Rick decided to pursue a career in book publishing and related products because of his love of historical exploration and adventure. The thrilling idea of unearthing ancient treasures has attracted people all across the world. The program, which is based on old legends, incorporates historical narratives into every episode, enhancing the treasure search while providing a good dose of knowledge on many historical subjects. Through online platforms and forums, the show encourages an adventurous spirit and the conviction that one should always pursue their aspirations despite any obstacles. Every new episode generates a lot of buzz and lively conversations and arguments over the effects of the Oak Island Curse. The popular television program, The Curse of Oak Island, has turned the Nova Scotia region into a popular tourist destination that draws tourists from all over the world. The show has also enhanced historical research on Oak Island, with in-depth excavations and explorations that have produced a wealth of artifact and environmental data findings. These findings are frequently shared with archaeologists and historical experts, resulting in collaborative projects that aid in reconstructing Oak Island's past and its historical context. Additionally, the program has sparked scholarly interest in the island's legends and maritime treasure tales. The team behind the show is collaborating with academic institutions and researchers to investigate historical leads and theories. Despite the difficulties, the crew of treasure hunters has had some success discovering items that provide insight into the island's history and persons who may have visited it years ago. One of Hunter's setbacks has been the island's flood tunnels, equipment failures, and inclement weather. Despite these difficulties, fans have also been alarmed by health scares and disturbing rumors. The chance to unearth a lost fragment of history justifies the material and emotional expenses. Local companies like hospitality, retail, and other industries that profit from the flood of guests and crew members now have a lot of job prospects thanks to the event.
Rick Lagena's treasure hunting endeavors have contributed to his wealth from Oak Island.